Right, let's talk transfers. We're expecting plenty of movement at Manchester United. To tell us more is our reporter, James Savundra. James, thanks for joining me on set. We've got lots to talk about. Let's start with Manchester United then. How soon can we expect Leny Yoro to be announced?
Well, United are expecting to finalise this transfer today for Leny Yoro from Lille. An announcement could come as early as this evening or perhaps more likely tomorrow. So personal terms, they've been agreed. Medical, that's been completed as well. It's a deal worth over £50 million. Yoro's going to sign a 5-year contract with the option of another year. So United agreed this deal with Lille last week, and then their job over the last few days has been convincing Leny Yoro that his future should be at Old Trafford, because we understand his preference initially was to join Real Madrid. Real Madrid haven't been able to come up with the package to tempt Lille to let him leave in this window, because Lille know he's got 1 year left in his contract. This was going to be the summer where they could get some money for him to avoid him leaving for free next summer. So United on the verge now of signing a player who has been described as one of the brightest prospects in world football, and perhaps someone who could go on to be one of the best defenders in Europe as well.
Exciting times then. The first transfer window under Ineos, how have they gone about it differently, and what do you think could be next for them now?
Well, firstly, what Ineos have done is they've strengthened the football leadership team. We've seen Dan Ashworth start as sporting director, Omar Barada leaving Manchester City and starting as chief executive. Jason Wilcox, Christopher Vivell also joined the club this year alone. So they've really built that football leadership team to help support Erik ten Hag, who they've decided is the right man to lead them into what will be his third season at Manchester United. They've refreshed his coaching setup. They've helped resolve the situation around Jadon Sancho, who's returned to first-team training at Manchester United. And they quickly looked to replace two players that left the club in the summer in the form of Rafael Varane, if Leny Yoro comes in, and Anthony Martial after signing Joshua Zirkzee in recent days as well. And one thing they've done differently in this window, they've been working on multiple live options in each position. It's not been a case of one primary target. They don't want to spend weeks and weeks taking up time and energy looking to sign one player, only finding that they can't sign them. And that's why in recent weeks they've been looking at Jared Branthwaite, Matthijs de Ligt and Yoro at the same time. And also one thing they've done, which United simply haven't done very well in previous years, is sell well. And already they've been able to offload players in this window. Donny van der Beek, of course, a huge loss when it comes to the amount United initially spent on him a few years ago. But they've offloaded his wages. Willy Camboila, a really exciting player from the United Academy, but not somebody who I thought will play a huge amount this season. So they've got a decent fee for him. Mason Greenwood, United made the decision that his future remained away from Old Trafford. Looks like they're going to sign up or sort out his departure from the football club in the next few days as well. More incomings, they'd like more incomings, but that may depend on departures as well, particularly in the centre-back area. There does remain an interest in the PSG midfielder, Manuel Ugarte, and they are keeping an eye on the situation around Adrien Rabiot, because he's become a free agent now as well. And they've still yet to decide whether or not to trigger that option, whether to sign Sofiane Amrabat permanently. So there's still plenty going on at Manchester United, but a really encouraging window so far.
Yeah, OK, let's move on from United then and talk Arsenal, because they've been quiet so far this window, but that could be about to change.
They have. They remain in talks with Bologna. Of course, Joshua Zirkzee leaving Bologna, joining Manchester United, but Arsenal talking around the defender, Riccardo Calafiori. Now, we're told there is a gap in the valuation between both clubs. Bologna thought to want around £42 million. Sky in Italy are reporting the gap is around €10 million, around £8.4 million between where Arsenal are and what Bologna want. And the reason why they are standing firm is because Calafiori's previous club, Basel, inserted a significant sell-on clause on any profit that Bologna make, and they sold him for £3.3 million last summer. So it shows just what he did last season. Bologna qualified for the Champions League for the first time in their history. He played for Italy at the Euros, an unsuccessful tournament for them. But it's understood that a sell-on clause is around 50%, so they want as much money as they can get, so they actually recoup a decent sum of money, not giving away half of it to Basel. So one thing that people may say is why are Arsenal looking to strengthen in defence? They're the best defence in the Premier League by a long way last season, more clean sheets than anybody else, less goals conceded than anybody else. But Arsenal want to strengthen in the defensive area to increase the competition for first-team places. It's something they did last summer, bringing David Raya in when people thought, well, Aaron Ramsdale's been fine, he's your number one, but they want to strengthen whilst in a position of strength. So that's the player they're looking at the moment, but there's still a gap between what Arsenal are willing to pay and what Bologna are willing to let him go for.
OK, James, good stuff. Thank you very much.